Oh, that's good. Lucky I've got the mic. Ted Johnston's my name. I'm a barrister working in South Auckland for about 32, 33 years. Grew up in Otara, I was on the Otara Community Board. Got my first degree in science, molecular genetics, virology. Went off and lived in London, out in the outback, joined the Army Reserves. Then I went off to the islands, lived there as well. Came back, did a law degree as well at Auckland University, did an arts degree in psychology, with 2 psychology degrees. And was interesting, but the reason I'm standing is quite simply, Auckland has problems. And every single election, I've run in more than 1, 2, and we're back here pretty much where we started last time, saying what's changed? Well, at least we've reached the starting point for Auckland Transport. At least that's pretty much out of the way, but all I want to see is now the government has control of that new controlling body. Let's hope they match that by putting up some funds, because that's what we really need. What do I stand for? Number 1, accountability. So how are we going to get accountability? It won't fall out of the sky. We need to first find where is the money going and what's happening to it, and just a cursory glance at looking through the figures won't work. I want to set up, and that's my job as mayor, I can restructure the whole council committees. And I'll set up a WIC committee, Waste, Incompetence, Corruption, and I want to go right through council and expose everything and find out where the money's going, whether it's wasted or not. And that's why I say we can live within our means, and I'll make council live within its means. They're like a money pit that takes all of our money and keeps asking for more, because we are a captive population. We can't refuse to pay. So what I'll do is say this: no rates rise, no congestion charges. Why are the victims being charged? I mean, it's actually a bit of common sense. Like, for example, you mentioned that you wouldn't vote for people if they can't be bothered showing up. A bit of sense like that from the voters would actually make some great changes. But common sense, let's take a look at congestion. If you add a bus lane and keep it there, immediately you cut down from 2 to 1 lanes, you double congestion. Limit the amount of times for those bus lanes during the day, and suddenly you clear up a lot of road congestion. Get the big trucks off in the morning during rush hour, because I've seen coming from Karaka, we've got that problem all the time. Get these empty cycle lanes off and allow the traffic to flow. So that's another issue, but also the main thing here is you cannot move the number of people, 1.7 million people around the city on the roads. All you can do is more roads, more traffic, and the population's increasing. It won't get better. We need a proper, not a third world rail system. And for example, common sense. Who would spend 14 billion like the mayor was pushing last time to go to the airport when it's only 7 kilometres across to build from Puanui? So what I'm saying, common sense and...
Thank you very much.
Okay.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Nathan.
We all agree on the train to the airport.
Yeah.
Pre-prepared questions. Some of them are a little lengthy. I do have to apologise beforehand. And I do remind everyone that you guys have been randomly selected, so don't feel like you're not getting a turn. You may not get a turn on the question that you want to answer, but that may also apply to others. So it should be fair. All right. So the first question is, Auckland needs to remain competitive as a business hub. What will you do to support workforce development, apprenticeships and local skills pipelines so that industrial zones like Penrose and Onehunga can attract and retain talent? And the first person with the opportunity to answer is right. Okay. Penrose and Onehunga are both vital industrial and employment hubs for Auckland. Yet increasing development pressures and gentrification threaten to displace businesses and reduce industrial and commercial land supply. What will you do to protect Onehunga and Penrose's industrial and commercial zoning and ensure that these areas remain dedicated to industry and jobs, rather than being carved up for residential or retail redevelopment? And the first to answer this question is Ted.
Yes, look, the problem with changing cities is you constantly have changing uses of areas. I remember along here, across the road, there used to be a movie cinema and shops before they put McDonald's in. And you need to protect the industrial areas. And what I like about this area is you've got Onehunga Connect 3, you've got Penrose, and you've got here, and you've also got this train line right along. Now, that's great because if there's a change and we take it out, I'd like to see the port put there. And the other thing is rail network. I want single gauge so at night we can run goods on those rail things. And if we're right here in the centre of the city, where you'd want to be able to distribute goods. So once we connect through a new bridge over or expand the bridge we've got to North Shore, out through West, out through Manukau, connecting back through Pakuranga, and also connect Sylvia Park to New Lynn, you've got a great central ring system. You've got the makings of a fantastic rail system also for goods. So we need to protect your area because being right in the city centre where you can go out from there and have trucks, instead of crossing the city, going from there and feeders from there to different businesses, it'll be a great way to get the city moving.
Thanks, Ted. Great. Jason.
To deal with it.
Great. Thank you very much. Ted.
Look, we're not going to jump from here to Hawaii instantly. We've got time. And also, we need to stop worrying about 5 years, 10 years, and take a look at the whole structure of the city. Where are the weaknesses? The most ridiculous thing was having a politician make a call on when it's a danger zone or where we've got a disaster. That's ludicrous. There are people who are skilled to do that job and not to wait for someone to come back from tennis wherever they are. But what we do need to do is... But what we do need to do is say, let's have a look. Let's stop looking at only planning for 5, 10. Look at the structure of the city. And at any time to build on floodplains is idiotic. You've got to make sure before you build anything, you plan for the water flows. And do it sensibly at the beginning. And we need to plan, because the other problem is, while a lot of people are helping out, I've never seen anybody actually sell any land on the waterfront or sell this. So some people don't have any belief in what they're saying at all. So if they had any belief in that, they'd do that sort of thing.
Thanks very much, Ted.
Now, what was the question again? Because I'm losing track as well.
So lots of businesses going under, right?
Okay.
What can you do to stop that?
First thing is, look, Auckland for Auckland. What I want to do with council, I'm going to start saying, I don't want any other areas. You give the contracts locally. We'll take off these contracts AT's been doing and tender them out. But even if you tender them out to a large company, they've got to use New Zealand workers. So the whole point is make council spend money, because they've got quite a fortune that they have, like, what is it, 6.4 billion a year that they make of their turnover. I would make sure they're all spent on local businesses, keeping us all afloat here, and getting, for example, more houses built, so that when they build houses, there's more jobs, more people have to support them, more shops. Clear off a lot of these cycle zones and that, so they don't kill off the little shops that need parking. So policies that will help businesses, assist businesses in their function, get this circulation system of transport going to speed things along, so you're not losing 10% of your money or 20% a week because your workers can't get to where they need to be on time. So we'll focus on everything that will get the city moving.
Perfect. All right. Next.
Just don't mention that.
You can answer
Sorry,
that. All right.
she can answer. She can answer that.
Hey. After.
Just keep your distance.
All right. Soon you can have your chance. Okay. Last question, and then you won't have your chance.
Last one. Okay.
Both residents and businesses of Auckland have been ever more growing frustrated with Auckland transport for many years. With the recent government announcement moving the majority of Auckland Transport's previously autonomous decision-making back to council, how will you ensure that Aucklanders' voices are respected for transport policy? And first to answer this is Ryan.
Oh, yay.
Yeah, sure. I expected that. Ask the question again, please, just because it's, yeah.
Pretty much Auckland Transport no longer doing their own thing. How are you going to make sure that they listen to Aucklanders?
Well, okay. Firstly, I'm happy that the government has taken and finally put a leash on this basically little bandit kingdom that's been running, doing whatever they please, unaccountable to everyone, and now they're under our control. But the question is, how are we going to keep them and make them listen? I mean, apparently the mayor and the rest aren't listening to about rubbish. Why should they listen about that? Firstly, you need good leadership. You need a mayor who's actually going to get the job done. Secondly, we want to hear your voices as well. So the first thing we want to do is get out there and ask you, what do you think? We want to hear your voices. Where do you want to go? What do you want to do with Auckland Transport? But the main thing is we do know whatever you want a system that is efficient, that runs on time, that is frequent, and it takes you where you want to go. Those are the most important things. Once we get that right, then we'll have the numbers and it will no longer be a drain on the city, but rather earn money. We've got students that want to travel. We've got a lot of us. I won't travel because it doesn't take me where I want to go.
Last one, Rob. Lucky last. We're going to move over to questions from the audience.
Okay.
I've got one here from Rani. So it's going to be similar format. 3 people get 1 minute each to answer the question that's posed. All right. So Rani.
Thank you. My question is that property values in recent valuation has dropped quite a bit. What is the basis of that? Because a sudden 10% drop is not good, for many of the people out here, and rates have not dropped accordingly. It's still going to increase. Why won't the rates drop? And what is in the coffers of council? Is it in plus? So why are they wanting more from the rates?
All right, good question. First we have Ted.
Okay, look, apparently there is money. The mayor claims they make $1 billion a year, but he's off selling assets of the city. And I asked him about that. And anyway, don't worry about the nonsense he's spouting. But what's the question again, please? Because we got one. Oh, sorry. What was your question? Yeah.
House values are
And why are rates not going down at the same time?
rates are
Oh,
not
look,
going
yeah,
down.
look, the thing is that you've got to make council live within its means. All of us, we know you've got to balance your budget. You've got to pay your bills. You've got to focus on your core responsibilities. You've got to do the job. You can't just go on a spending spree like our council. We need to make the council fiscally responsible. That's the main thing that we need to do. And also, if you're paying for services, there are places with empty lots paying massive amounts for rates. Make them related to the services you're getting. We all talk about user pays. How about users get paid? Yeah.
Very nice, wasn't it? Jason.
Thanks. Look, I'll do one thing first because I tell you this, I've seen coming along Papakura, it took years to complete that. They appear for 6 months, disappear for another, you come back. The first thing I will do is put penalty time limits. So when those codes are out there and they know that money's ticking down. So if you get a contract, you better finish it and you better get it done fast. At the moment, they seem to just put people across the city, get all the contracts. And as I understand, there's only 2 main contractors and they don't tender. So they do whatever they please. And a lot of you will remember that they did the entire system of Auckland and redid all the curbs through the city. And a lot of it didn't even need to be done. That probably made some people billions of dollars. So I want to know what's happening to those contracts and take control of them. Shut them all down. But there's one other important thing I want to add, and that is this. Controlling government, dealing with government, there's only one thing they fear, and that's voters. And remember one thing. That is that Auckland often decides the government. So you want to put pressure on them, make a noise when they do something wrong.
Thanks. All right, guys. Well, I think that's the end of our time for tonight.
Can I ask one question?
Oh, I'm not sure. I'm not sure.
It's not business related.
All right.
It's not business related. It's directed at Rob.
Oh.
So I live in West Auckland, great to see 2 West Aucklanders. I walk my dog every day, and it's stressful every